Hi students, in previous class we discussed about waterfall model. In that waterfall model, the steps are arranged in the linear order. Actually, it is a software development methodology. With the help of that software development methodology, we can develop the product. So the steps are arranged in linear order. The steps are requirement analysis and design, coding, and last one is testing. So first we perform the requirement analysis. That means we collect the requirements and analyze the requirements. Along with we prepare the planning, how we are going to carry out the work for developing the product. Next, design. In that design, we specify the design is nothing but implementation framework about how we are going to design how we are going to implement the product. So that is also exist in the design phase, that is called implementation plan. Next, in this phase we define the components which are implemented in the coding phase, that is next phase of the waterfall model. So coding is nothing but we can implement the components which are defined in the design phase. So the components are implemented individually, and next we maintain the test plan also in that implementation phase. So how we are going to test the implemented components in the coding phase. Next, next testing. We perform the testing on individual components. After performing the testing, we can integrate the all individual components. Next, we perform the system testing for measuring the performance of the system. After testing, we can deploy the software into the market. So today we will discuss about what is difference between process description and method description. Next, coming to the process should focus on specific system and describe a product is handled during its lifetime. Actually, the process describes the set of activities for the specific systems. That set of activities are used for manage the specific product over its lifetime. So the process will continue to exist so long as the system is in operation, whereas project only exists for a period of time. So definitely, so the process will continue when the process will continue to exist when the system is in operation. So for example, we can take this we can take incremental methodology. In that incremental methodology, that is nothing but that is a one development methodology. By execution of that method, incremental methodology is nothing but a process. So in that process, first we deliver the version 1 of the product. So next, in that second version, we handle the errors which are exist in the first version. So that means we can change the existing product. So that is called that version is called that product is called version 2. So in that version 2, we can change the functionality. Or we can add the new functionality to the existing system. See, coming to, so this process will continue until we get the target product. So version 1, version 2, version 3, version n. So but coming to process, the process will exist, the process will continue when the system development is in process. See, coming to a project, the project exists only period of time. So for developing the version 1 product, it will take only 2 months. For developing the total product, it will take more time. So during all this time, the process will be exist. But coming to project, the project only exists only period of time. That period of time, it may be 2 months or it may be 2 years, it may be 5 years. But coming to process, so after delivering the product also, we required maintenance. For maintaining the product also, we required process. Maintaining the product is nothing but we handle the errors. For handling the errors also, we required process. So when the system development is in operation, that time also the process is required. So the process is exist as long as the system is in operation. So operation is nothing but, suppose we want to remove the errors, we want to debug the system, we want to test the system, uh, we want to add the new functionality to the system. So in that time the process will exist as long as the system is in process. Next, so method is the development of a first version of the system, whereas process is described as a ideal principle of organization managing the system during its entire lifetime. So method is nothing but it is a development of the first version of the system. So a waterfall model is a method. By using that method, we can develop the first version of the system. But coming to process, that process describes the set of activities. That set of activities are combined. That set of activities are combined for developing the project. What are the set of activities? So set of activities are analysis, construction, testing, components. These are the set of activities combined for developing the project, that is called process. These set of activities are used for managing the product over its lifetime. So that is the method and process. Execution of that activities of that method is called process. Next, method can be split up into number of phases. So in water we can take waterfall method. That method can be divided into number of steps. That is number of steps: requirement analysis, coding. These are the number of steps of that waterfall method. Execution of that methods is nothing but a process. So a process is composed of number of interacting sub-processes. So definitely, so the execution of that method is called nothing but process. So requirement analysis is nothing but one activity. Next, coding is one activity. So next, design is one activity. Execution of one activity is called one process. Execution of another activity is called another process. So it is a sub process. Activity analysis is a sub process. Construction is a sub process. Testing is a sub process. Component is a sub process. Component is nothing but a design. So collection of all these sub processes is nothing but a finally system development. It is a system development. So the execution of system development methodology is called system development. That is called process. That is called process. So when the process is required for changing the system, for changing the existing system. For changing the existing system, we require again same activities of the software development methodology. So finally we collect the input of the system development process is changed requirements, output is changed system. So this changed system is developed based on the changed requirements. So that may be new functionality, or that may be change the functionality of the existing system. So finally for changing the existing system, we use the process. That process is called software development. So in that process consisting of sub processes, that sub processes are analysis, construction, testing and components. Actually the software factory describes the division of process and sub process. Like definitely the software factory, for developing the software we required a number of processes. So based on that system requirement, we have number of methodologies are there. So incremental development is one method. So waterfall model is one method. Agile model is one method. So execution of all these methods is nothing but a process. So as execution of Agile method is a one process. Next, in coming to execution of water model is nothing but a one process. Execution of incremental model is nothing but a one process. So that software factory, it consisting of number of process. That process consisting of sub processes. These are the sub processes. Next, coming to process expresses more than the method. So the process description defines how the different sub-process should cooperate and to what extent they should be carried out in parallel. So actually the process consisting of sub-processes. So each and every sub-process communicate to each other and complete the, that means with the help of that sub process we are going to developing the new product. So these sub-processes carried out in parallel. That means, so while maintaining the one system, we develop the while maintaining the one version of the one system, we are going to developing the version 2 of the same system. So in that version 1 we use the same sub-processes. In version 2 also, so we use the same sub-processes. So for rectifying the error, how we are going to add the new functionality to the existing system, that is called maintenance. So at the same time developing the new system. So developing the new system is nothing but we can collect the new requirements and design, analyze, design, coding and testing. So that, so in parallel we are going to execute the sub process sub processes. Next, when the system development viewed as a process, if the system development viewed as a process, it becomes a process of change. Definitely. See, suppose we want to change the existing system, so we require some software development. We require some software development methodology. So that time it becomes a process of change. Next, a well-organized process provides the version control as well. Definitely, so first we release the one version. Next, we can release the another version with the help of process. With the help of process. So while maintaining the one version of the system, we are going to developing the another version 2 of the another system. So the process provides the version control. The process supposed to the version control mechanism. Next, adapting the sub process. So we can adapt in the sub process of one process for developing the new product, for developing the new application. See, for example, we can take the various different methodologies are there: waterfall model, incremental model, agile model. In the execution of that model is nothing but a process. That process consisting of sub processes. So that sub processes, one process of sub process may be adapted for developing the new application, but it has same functionality. uh, that means it perform the equivalent task. That means what we are going to executed by the existing sub process, same task will be executed by the uh, new new sub process for developing the new product. But in this we can choose the new programming languages for developing the product. That new programming languages is object oriented programming language. So in that object oriented programming language, mainly we concentrate on object. The main aim of this sub process is identifying the objects for which are useful for the developing the product. So this is about process description and method description. Next class we discuss about case tools as well as object array. It is a development methodology. Thank you.